Good morning, thriving warriors and those who wish they were. Alexa, Alexa, Alexa. Try one more time. Alexa, what's the date?
It's Friday, November 18th.
Great. Alexa, what time is it?
The time is 6:12 a.m.
Good. Alexa, what's the weather?
Right now in Amargosa Valley, it's 44 degrees Fahrenheit with mostly cloudy skies. Today's forecast has mostly sunny weather with a high of 60 degrees and a low of 36 degrees.
Okay, excellent. 36 to 60. Today is the first meeting of the Amargosa Thriving Warrior Amargosa Valley Committee. Good morning, Todd. Good morning, Charlene. Waiting for Diana. There she is. Good morning, Diana. Okay, so our quick introduction of what are we doing here today. This isn't for the people who are here. This is for the people who you share it with, or that we share it with, so that they understand where we're going. So the purpose, this is the Career Services Department of Thriving Warrior. Our goal is to help you get from point A to point B, where B is better. A, B, B is better. How do we do that? Well, we start with, it's basically a series of breadcrumbs. So this podcast is a breadcrumb, but inside of this podcast are other breadcrumbs if you look at the description below. So we have, first of all, a link to our online 4-week basic training course, our neuroscience approach to success. We have a link to the motivational video that I watch several times for at least an hour every morning and take notes with my pen, paper, take notes of important things, little memes, thoughts that spread from brain to brain. That video, I have the video that goes with today's day in the workshop, the basic training course. So this is week 2, day 5. Our video is the Leah Crum, Change Your Mindset. It's about mindset. We have information and links and phone numbers to other services we provide, including housing, clothing, food, hygiene, transportation, foundational employment, and career planning. And we have the transcript of Seth Godin's blog post. So we have a lot of breadcrumbs in this video, and this video is just designed to get you to do the other stuff, because this in itself won't do it. If you don't have paper and pen, you're not going to remember this stuff. It's much more effective if you write it down like I do. Lastly, but not lastly, the next thing would be our theme of how do you get from point A to point B is it is simple. It's simple. And we have a daily little breadcrumb. Bleep. Today's breadcrumb is it's simple, love yourself. And there's a link in there to a Headway book. Headway is an app that takes books and condenses them down to less than 15, 20 minutes in an easy to read or listen to fashion. You don't even have to read it. You can just listen. I prefer to read because it forces me to continue to pay attention. If I just listen, I find myself my mind wandering. Not good. Okay. Also, make sure to have your cup of coffee. We need to create habits and routines. And so yesterday we learned when you have a habit, it enables your mind, your brain to put things on autopilot. So you can do it with, as Moran Cerf would say, a different voice in your head, a different part of your brain is doing that activity. So that frees up your conscious brain to focus on other things. So I don't have to think about how to breathe or how to do this or do that. It's just on autopilot. It's a habit. So I can focus on things that are important. Having my morning cup of coffee while I'm doing this, and I urge you to do the same, is important. Okay, so today's theme, love yourself, and that comes from the Headway book about love yourself like your life depended upon it. And one of the exercises in the book is to sit in a room, have some music playing, imagine a beam of light is shining down on you, and just repeat, I love myself, I love myself, I love myself. Now, that's sort of what we do when we pray, when we believe, or when we tell ourselves that God loves us. So it's not really different. What are we doing? We're programming our RAS. We're giving ourselves permission to be who we are. It doesn't mean we're not going to try to be better. It doesn't mean we're not going to try to improve. What it means is I'm content enough with myself to focus on moving forward, as opposed to beating myself up for who I am not or who I am. Special note, yesterday we went to see the horses that are going to be donated to us. We now have to figure out how to get them, how to pick them up and deliver them to Amargosa, to the oasis. Richard did a great job yesterday. Oh, that's the alarm going off. Richard did a great job yesterday cleaning out the stable, getting the stable ready for the horses. There we go. Boom. Oops, let's see what's going on over there. Looks like Todd is in the kitchen. Maybe that was last night. Anyway, so some great opportunity with the horses. See if I can quickly pull up a picture. I received some pictures this morning. That's one horse. That's a horse. That's one of the horses we're getting. I think that's definitely the quarter horse. There's the other horse, Mr. Ed. Not really. So boom, great. Happy that we got our two veterans yesterday, Barb and Kiko. And also fantastic news, Michelle Weston was here helping people with their Medicare. Scored I think 4 for 4, 3 for 3, 5 for 5. Everybody got improved Medicare. So that is good. Everybody's going to be getting better care, better services. So that's good. We're here at 8:24 into it. Let's talk about some of the memes from today's thing. Use your past as a window, not a mirror. In other words, don't have it reflect who you are now. What did you learn from that? What did you learn from your past? Use it as a window so you can apply it to get to the future, not a mirror. Live like a warrior because life is challenging. Do not live like a rabbit cowering in the corner. This is have an attitude of, this is my Super Bowl. This is my Super Bowl. Knowledge is not power. Knowledge is potential power. That's from Tony Robbins. Okay. Next, TED Talk, Aaliyah Crum. Boom. Aaliyah is or was at Stanford. She started at Harvard, did some great studies on the placebo effect, how powerful it is, that if we believe a thing to be true, it actually becomes true. And in fact, I think she said her professor at Harvard basic opinion was most or a huge amount of stuff we take for granted is actually placebo effect. It is because we believe it is. Things are what we believe them to be. And once we believe them to be that, they become that. Jordan Peterson might say, pulls us towards that belief, or we run from that belief, depending upon what it is. So, Leah Crum, change your mindset. So if you change your beliefs, this is sort of a reticular activating system thing. If you change your beliefs, you can change your self-identity. How do you change a belief? Reevaluate it. Just reevaluate, re-examine that belief with new information, new facts. So many people come in here telling me, well, this is how I am. Wrong. You're not how you are. You're always becoming something different. Physically, almost every cell in our body, other than our neurons, every cell in our body is different 7 years from now. It's replaced by a new cell. So we're not even physically the same person we were. We're copies of copies of copies. We just think we're the same person, but you need to change that thought because we're always becoming something. We're becoming healthier, less healthy, smarter, less smart, better, less better, etc. We're always becoming something. Leah Crum, great talk. Headway book, Love Yourself Like Your Life Depended Upon It. Really good book. Really, really good book. You can read it in 20 minutes or listen to it in 20 minutes or less if you turn the speed up a little bit. And it goes through the importance of and exercises to get that. If I start from a position, if I love myself, then I can make a lot more good things happen. Versus if I start from a position of I suck. If you start from a position of I suck, it's like almost nothing is possible. All righty then. What does Seth Godin have to say? Sorry, thanks. If you often find yourself saying sorry in a way that doesn't advance the conversation, it might be interesting to substitute thank you instead. So, I'm sorry this came out of the kitchen after your other dishes becomes thank you for waiting so patiently. And I'm sorry we got disconnected becomes thank you for calling back. It's a subtle shift from separation to connection. Great. Excellent. That's kind of like Father Boyle, the Jesuit. Imagine that we're all connected. We're in a circle of compassion. We're all connected to one another. Mother Teresa, problems in the world are we just forgot we belong to one another. Connection is key. Seth Godin is a vital part of what we do. 12:50 into the talk today. Let us go to the next thing. Nobody seems to have any questions out there. Charlene, are you able to put the video on the TV so people can watch it during breakfast? Let's please thumbs up. Charlene, yes, good job. Good system. I will be in Pahrump today. I have some things to do because, again, today is the first meeting of the Thriving Warrior Amargosa Valley Committee to talk about how do we make things better? How do we make things better? So this will be good and exciting and fun, or it will be successful because people will decide they don't want to come to these committee meetings. So when it comes to the monthly meeting, they won't have an excuse to say they don't know, or they have a position to say how we could be doing it better when they don't know what we're doing. Okay, good. So boom, last part. How do we move from point A to point B? How do we make our lives better? Yes. Diana, thank you. Yesterday was the only easy day. Have an outlook. How do we keep moving from point A to point B? Have an attitude that yesterday was the only easy day. Try to do something more today. Charlene, get comfortable being uncomfortable. I think that's the easiest thing to do, is just get comfortable being uncomfortable. When I find myself saying, I'd like to have a piece of bread, or I notice I'm hungry. What can I eat? Then I notice myself, when I notice that, I say, I'm going to get comfortable being hungry. And what do you think happens? Boom, my hunger goes away. Why? because it's not a big deal. I don't mind because it doesn't matter. There's a billion people more hungry than me. Okay, Charlene, have a plan. Yes, C5 additive. Your plan needs to be clear, concise. This is how you make yesterday the only easy day, or how you move from point A to B. Have a plan with the C5 additive. It needs to be clear, concise, compelling, consistent, and you have to be committed to it. If you do that, you will move yourself from point A to point B. Charlene, H words, yes, have work hard, humility. Right. Take responsibility, discipline, and sacrifice. Ownership, yes. Hard work, humility, ownership, responsibility, discipline, and sacrifice. Very good. Let's see. And of course, be more samurai, karate chop, chop. And for our purposes, that means do things as perfectly as possible, given the time and resources you have. And Diana says, don't compare yourself to others, compare yourself to who you were yesterday. Right. How do I know that yesterday was the only easy day? Because I compared myself to what I did today compared to yesterday. Not saying, oh, well, I did more than him. No, wrong. That's not how you measure it. What did you do yesterday? Okay, with that, can I have somebody say, and cut? TikTok. Okay, Charlene, and cut. And can I have one more and cut? Maybe from Todd. And okay, and cut.